Hi, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hope all of you are doing great. Today, we have a very relevant and important topic in this AI era. You would have seen that despite AI being capable, enterprise AI adoption is failing. Many multi million dollar projects are halted halfway through. And that is where the importance of enterprise AI transformation and adoption comes into picture. Before we deep dive, let's understand some of the reasons for which AI was in use. Let's first look at some of the AI implementation failures. You would have seen a major healthcare company has scrapped their AI assistant project because it was giving unsafe recommendations. You would have also heard the news about hiring AI discriminating based on gender and the other infamous cases where AI bots brought in legal suit against the parent company. With regard to AI adoption failures, you would have heard news about AI budget getting consumed within first quarter. Different departments adopting AI strategies in silos and building multiple AI frameworks and infrastructure. And the latest news you would have heard about was token maximizing, where incorrect target was set as a result of which the organization incurred heavy cost. Our scope of discussion limits to AI adoption failures and AI implementation failures. We would not be dwelling into how the business would change in this new AI era. Historically, you would have seen that every time a new technology or a new invention comes in, the way we do things changes. We would not be covering that in this series. We would be only covering adoption failures and its subset, which is implementation failures. There would be three parts of this series. First is why does enterprise AI adoption fails? Second, how to build the right AI strategy. And then, of course, the technical part of it, where we will understand the technology architecture and the platforms required to deliver those AI agents. Quickly look at what are those seven traps. The first one is the organization not having an AI strategy. Second one, thinking AI adoption is IT department's responsibility. Third, building AIs in silos, department first AI strategy. Fourth, completely misunderstanding what AI actually is. Fifth, force fitting, force fitting AI as an answer to every problem. And sixth, adopting tools before even we do the transformation. And seventh, incorrect measurement of return on investments. Let's go deep into each of this. The first one is about not having an organization strategy. If you just define stating that we are an AI first organization and then allocate AI budget and then give targets to different departments, you would surely be embracing failure because merely defining that you are an AI first organization and defining targets and allocating budget does not constitute AI strategy. If you do so, some of the issues that you would face would be departments having their own strategy, uh, you getting influenced by the vendors and their hyped sales sessions and adopting technologies which might not give you the required business outcome. Having incorrect measurement criteria. This is a very fundamental thing which all of us need to understand. You would have seen that token maxing issue that everybody is currently discussing. The organization said that every employee needs to consume maximum number of tokens. What has happened? The AI cost has shot up drastically without giving you adequate result. Here, I would like to talk about an interesting story. You would have heard about that story where a particular uh, region was struggling with huge number of snakes. So then what they did is the government said that everybody who comes and gives a dead snake would be rewarded. Initially it went fine, but over a period of time government realized that the issues are not getting resolved, the number of snake counts are not reducing, and the citizens of that place are submitting dead snake every now and then. And then they realize that the people there have started breeding snakes, and once it grows to a certain age they will kill and give it to the government and get their reward. This is exactly what's happening now in the industry. Incorrect AI measurement criteria are put in place, as a result of which you are getting incorrect results. Token maxing is one of those classic examples. You would see some more as we proceed. Because next thing that I hear is we need to build hundred thousands of AI agents. The measurement should actually be business outcome and not things like the number of licenses we procured, the number of AI agents we built, the number of tokens we consumed. These are indicators, or these can be considered as the secondary KPIs as to how much your organization is adopting AI. But this may not be a measurement of success or failure. Quickly moving to the second trap, which is believing that AI is IT department's responsibility. If you give AI adoption to IT department alone, then you would get a technology centric AI strategy which may be alienated from the business outcomes. And the other major issue that we see is people seeing AI as just another productivity improvement or automation tool, completely ignoring the capability of AI on revenue growth, improving customer satisfaction, risk reduction, security threat reduction, improving compliance, and the capability that AI brings in research and development. The third trap is AI is getting built in silos, having department first AI strategy, AI adoption completely based on vendor sales pitches. ServiceNow would come and talk about their ServiceNow Assist capabilities, you adopt it. Salesforce will come and make a presentation of their Einstein and Salesforce Agentforce Agentic AI backbone. The sales department is impressed, adopt it. If the organization is using HR, SAP HR system and SAP procurement systems, and then a sales spiel by SAP on Joul's Agentic AI capabilities, you go ahead and adopt that. The infrastructure department builds its own AI bedrock AI infrastructure. So what happens eventually? You have multiple AI frameworks, multiple AI infrastructure, but then no enterprise grade intelligence or strategy. The fourth key one is misunderstanding what AI actually is, mixing it with traditional automation. The interesting thing about the traditional automation is it used to be rule based, deterministic in nature, and one time build cost was the only thing that you used to have. There was seldom recurring cost, or the recurring cost used to be very minimal. Whereas in AI era, you have multiple recurring costs, which we will discuss in the next trap. Clearly distinguish and understand that AI should not be used for rule-based deterministic automation scenarios. Of course, in future, if the AI usage cost drastically reduces, then your strategy may reduce. But at least at this point in time, you need to correctly select generative AI and AI use cases based on the return that you would get. Force fitting AI for every problem. Let us look at one example here. Over 2 decades, logistic companies have been able to provide status of the packages their customers have shipped with accuracy. So every customer who has shipped their package can just go to their website, provide the airway bill number or the docket number, and get to know where exactly is their package. And this has been happening for over 2 decades or even more. Now, if you replace that with an agentic AI solution, first of all, you will incur massive cost. Second, the result or the outcome may not be as good as the traditional system. This is where I would like to introduce the concept of zero to hero story. Most of our organizations have already reached a certain maturity. You are not at a zero stage. You have over many years uplifted your technology capabilities. You have already adopted automations like robotic process automation, workflow automation, self-service technologies have been put in place, auto heal technologies have been put in place. So see AI as an additional lever on top of it and rightly adopt it rather than trying to force fit it to the every problem that you have. The enterprise adoption approach, I'm not dwelling into it now, we will discuss it in detail. But however, the ingredients of that starts with analysis, understanding the problem statement, having right problem management in place, deciding which tool to adopt for a particular problem, and eventually it should show a business outcome. The sixth trap is going ahead with tools adoption without transformation. You need to first evaluate and understand Are you still on legacy platforms? Is your existing application and infrastructure tech stack AI compatible? Or do you need to undergo a transformation before even you get into AI journey? And the other interesting part is data readiness. Many people misunderstand that when we say that GenAI can make sense out of unstructured data. If your data is unstructured, but you have a high quality, high integrity data with right metadata, but it is scattered, and AI can make sense out of all these, then your AI adoption will succeed. But think of a scenario where your data integrity itself is not there. Your data is incorrect. I always give this example where you go to a pharmacy and every time you buy a medicine, the pharmacist enters some name, some doctor's name, and some address and then gives you the medicine. AI cannot make sense out of it because it cannot guess the right customer and fill in the incorrect information. The seventh key aspect is return on investments. We need to correctly define the return on investment metrics before the project starts. Like I rightly said earlier, also, traditional automations and traditional approaches, once you incur cost, the recurring cost used to be minimal. But here, after you finish your implementation, your AI cost starts building in. First, you would have an AI license cost, then you have an AI consumption cost, and if you are using agentic AI, then there is a agentic AI trigger cost. Currently, we are at the early stages where we are not even able to put a AI FinOps in place because the AI companies like Claude, Copilot are constantly changing their pricing and licensing strategies. Nevertheless, we need to have some measurement in place to ensure the cost that we are incurring on agentic AI adoptions. So what do we see? The common thread everywhere is against all these seven traps is we lack an enterprise grade thinking of AI adoption, and the solution is not having a better tool, a better technology, but it is about having an right strategy and right adoption framework. And that is what we will be discussing soon in the upcoming sessions. What we covered today was why enterprise AI adoption fails. In the next session, we will try to understand what is the right AI adoption strategy. It will be like a framework similar to ITIL, COBIT, or ISO. And eventually, we will get into the technology architecture and the platforms required to deliver that. Thanks for staying with me till the end of the session. Have a great day. See you soon. Bye.